everybody, and welcome to the Bob Stoops app. I'm Brad McMullen, along with Hall of Fame football coach Bob Stoops, on a historic day here in Norman, Oklahoma, day number 1 of the SEC. Coach, your thoughts?
Yeah, really cool. The excitement around campus has been incredible. It's really fun. SEC Network is here. Heck, it's awesome. I'm loving it. I know people can't wait for the season. I understand that. Great games that are going to be coming to town. So it's exciting, and I really strongly believe we're ready for it.
Yeah, and you see the slogan behind us. It says, "It just means more." You had a winning record against the SEC, some monster wins in the Sugar Bowl. What does it mean to play teams in this league?
Yeah, it's special. They all have rich histories and strong programs. So, I'm aware it's going to be more challenging for Oklahoma. But let's face it, all those other teams in the SEC with Texas and Oklahoma coming, it's going to be more challenging for them as well. So anyway, I strongly believe we're built for this, and it's going to give us added attention, better TV times, bigger crowds, great stadiums to go to and host teams here. I just strongly believe it's going to be a big plus.
Yeah, and Oklahoma's done exceptionally well in the transfer portal and also recruiting back-to-back between top 7 and top 5 recruiting classes. It's all about the talent and the great coaching combined, and Oklahoma has both.
There's no question about it. Players win games, but Coach Venables, his whole staff, they're recruiting at a really high level. Like you said, they've been top 5, top 7. It's that's strong recruiting. They're building up the defensive side. So I really believe, I believe in Brent and his staff as coaches, and they're great recruiters, and that's going to matter.
And an important recruit over the last few years has been Jackson Arnold, who will be the starting quarterback here at Oklahoma. They just had the Manning Passing Academy, and they said he was a big standout this year against all of the big names in college football.
Well, Jackson, I've watched him in practice. Very talented young man in all facets, but a big arm, can make all the throws. Really believe in Seth Luttrell, who will be working with them. So, he's built for this, made for this. One of the top recruits we've ever had, so I'm looking forward to watching him as well.
Now, one of the big question marks from the national media, of course, is the offensive line. Oklahoma having to replace a lot of starters on the front 5. But Coach Venables really likes his offensive line this year.
Well, you start with Bill Bedenbaugh. Mm-hmm. Coach Bedenbaugh's as good as there is in the country, if not the best, in my opinion. Not just college. He's been courted by pro teams almost every year. So Bill will have those guys coached up and trained up to be a strong unit. And and I can't say that I followed all the recruiting or the transfers as much as other people do. I believe in Coach Bedenbaugh that he'll get it right.
Amen. And another coach that's doing really well, obviously, is Coach Venables on the defensive side. Oklahoma's defense returns a lot of players, a lot of physicality up front as well.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see that. Again, players make plays. Players, to me, the line of scrimmage always matters, both sides of the ball. And it seems like they've got the guys now that can start taking control of some games.
Yeah, and it's going to be fun for me actually watching the running backs this year, and of course the wide receivers. A lot of talent at the wide receiver position this year for OU.
Yeah, and you got to make big plays. You can't just grind it out all the time. Today's world, those big plays change games, and Jackson Arnold, with the big arm he has, you got some guys that can get deep on people. It can open up some games, and it opens up the run game usually.
Yeah, electricity going to be here at Owen Field as the big first SEC matchup in conference is going to be Tennessee against a guy you're familiar with. He was on your coaching staff. He played for you, and Josh Heupel. You got to be really proud of what he's been able to do at Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm happy for them. They've done a great job at Tennessee. Josh has done well everywhere he's been. When you look at Central Florida, here now at Tennessee, and the staff that's with them, Joey Halsley also was a quarterback here and an assistant or a graduate assistant. So they've done a really good job. Obviously, it'll be neat, their first SEC game with that. And I'm sure our fans, they should, and I'm sure they will, give Josh a huge welcome, meaning a round of ovation. I mean, he deserves that. And so it's exciting to have all these teams that are coming in.
Yeah, successful Sooner who brought us a national championship in 2000 as a starting quarterback. Some exciting road games there at the beginning when you get to go to Auburn and play the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, I've being at Florida a number of years, 3 years with Coach Spurrier, I got to travel to all these places. I've been to all the I believe, stadiums except Ole Miss. So I've been to Auburn, and fortunately we beat them there. When they were ranked they were ranked, I believe, in the top 5 when we beat them there. But it's an exciting, fun place to go play and to compete, as all these venues are going to be.
And you obviously beat Auburn in the Sugar Bowl. An exciting game, though. You mentioned it, Ole Miss. OU played them in 1999, your first year in the bowl game. We don't have a lot of history with the Ole Miss Rebels. It's going to be a lot of fun getting to go to the Grove there in 2024.
That's what I hear. Everybody says it. I've seen all the pictures and the videos of, the game day when it is at Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin's done a great job there. So it'll be exciting and fun. And from what everyone says, that's a trip you want to go on.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one. And of course, getting to go to LSU and going to old Big 12 and Big 8 rival in Missouri. You've played against Missouri, some big games there in Columbia. What do you think about getting to play that game?
Yeah, it's exciting. An old, I don't know if it's rivalry, but familiar foes.
Yeah.
And they always did a good job. I was competing against Gary Pinkel at the time, the head coach, who's in the Hall of Fame now and did an outstanding job there. And Coach Drinkowitz is doing a great job now there. So they've got a really strong team. So that'll be familiar ground to go back to Missouri and to have them here. That'll be exciting as well.
And obviously some other special games here. South Carolina, obviously the OU Texas game, Red River Rivalry. That's going to be a lot of fun, again, playing that contest. And then Alabama here at home, and then finishing the year at LSU.
Yeah, it doesn't get much stronger than that. Alabama here. That's going to be really interesting with the coaching change, players that have left and who they've acquired. It's always a little bit of uncertainty there. So that'll be interesting to see how that unfolds. And LSU is always strong, and Brian Kelly continues to do a great job. I think a lot of him as a head coach, and of course he's continuing to do a really good job at LSU. But an exciting place to go. I don't know about exciting place to go to a game. You better watch it if you go to LSU.
That's exactly right. Okay, some of the pundits, when they're looking at the 2024 season, Team 130, they're saying OU's not going to be very good, but the computer likes Oklahoma, nearly a 40% chance of making the college football playoff in year number 1 of the SEC. What are your thoughts about the Sooners this year?
Well, I'm not around as much as I used to be. I, again, believe strongly in Coach Venables, their coaches, all of them, and what they're doing. They've recruited really well in the last 3 years. That matters. So we've got good players. We've got a strong background, a great history. I don't really, when Oklahoma walks in, we're never intimidated. We're never overwhelmed. Always ready, and believe we will be. This is something that we're gonna have a hard time adjusting to. Now, again, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to win every game, or it's going to be challenging for everyone, and us in Texas just made it more challenging for them as well.
It's going to be a fun season, and of course it's the first season of the SEC. Remember, for videos anytime, just tap on our video link. For Hall of Fame football coach Bob Stoops, I'm Brad McMullen.